Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. There's a lot happening. I wrote the notes up for today's messages and they've changed 3 times already. So there's a lot of fast moving energy, a lot of messages coming in. And what's happening today is Lilith moves into Leo. So she's just moved, she's at 0 degrees. And I've been journeying with Lilith over the weekend and tons of stuff has come in, and I journeyed with her. Free from her archetype, because I wanted to meet her free from her archetype. So what I've done is, I've got pages and pages of notes. I was writing from 3 till 6 a.m, journeying with Lilith, tons of stuff in there. And I've edited them right down to the salient points for the collective. And we have a few cards out, and then we'll pull some cards and see what else wants to come out. So, Lilith energy. So I invite in the energy of Lilith. Well, I'm woken up at 3 a.m. With Lilith energy, and so I invite the energy in its purest form. And the energy comes in through the center small of my back, and that area becomes really cold. I ask the energy to find its optimum space within my body for the highest good of the all. The energy moves into my higher heart and throat. Then the journey continues and I fall asleep. So it's just activation after activation. I don't want to speak into the personal journey because your journey will be as unique as mine was. So I fall asleep, I wake again, and she tells me how much has been laid on her shoulders as a feminine archetype, and her being able to sit in my higher heart was a healing process for her to return to purity. I tell Lilith I want nothing from you except to provide safe harbor for you to just be in your divine consciousness. And then there were some more activations. And she shows me, or she gives me a message about the ripping away of Adam. And I notice pain in my womb. I fall asleep again. I wake again, and I'm given the number 29. And I read it in a completely different way, because with 29 come the words emotional ego. I've never put those 2 words together in a sentence before. And I read 29 as the dissolving of the emotional ego. The emotional ego is how we disinherit ourselves from our divine light. The 29, 11, 2, so 2 plus 9 is 11, 1 plus 1 is 2. My connection's really bad today, so I can see I'm lagging, apologies. The 29, 11, 2 is about the purification of this old energy. It's about the raising of the burdened, subjugated feminine who's forgotten she is the very essence of cosmic life force. I intuitively, and the 29, in my visions last night, I was shown an image of me holding up one of my sentence deck cards, number 29, which is talking about inherited parental blueprints. Okay. And I intuitively go to this book, which is ancient. It's one of my oldest books. And I turn to page 29, and this passage comes out. I was delighted someone wanted to hear my theory. People couldn't fly for a long time because they didn't think it was possible, so they didn't learn the first principle of aerodynamics. I want to believe there's another principle somewhere. We don't need aeroplanes to fly or to get to planets. We can learn how to do that without machines if we want to. And so that moment there of we don't try because we haven't done the first little step is where we disinherit ourselves from our divine light. Okay. So this passage speaks to us going within in order to fly. It's about finding that divine point of light and focusing it with power and integrity. In this 3-hour journey somewhere, as I was writing, because I kept waking up and writing and going back to sleep and writing, somewhere in this 3-hour journey, her name changed from Lilith to Lility. And this morning, even when I was typing up my notes, I couldn't type the word Lilith. I kept typing Lility. So I do the numerology for Lility, and it brings in the 33, 15, 6 energy. And this is speaking of the divine blueprint, the balancing of the masculine and the feminine light, and bringing that inner light out in a heart-centered way. So there's a choice in there. The 15 is devil energy, 6 is the chalice. It's about how we shine our light in the world. And the big message that she gave me was the return of the divine solar child to its full power. So if we talk about cold energy in the center of the back, we're talking about the Rio Dantian, the center of like the nuclear power station. And if we're speaking to womb, we're speaking to the sacral chakra. So this is all hovering, this energy is hovering around how we manifest from that, from the inner apple. Okay, and I'm going to read you the Sabian symbol for 1 degree of Leo. Under emotional stress, blood rushes to a man's head. A basic symbol of man, forceful, dangerous entrance into the soul realm. Irresistible outpouring of self, activity per se. So I focused on per se because I didn't understand how it related to activity, and what I got was activity without consideration of extraneous factors. So if we're talking of 1 degree Leo, we're talking of solar plexus and masculine fire. And we have Lilith, the cosmic divine feminine, moving into Leo, the masculine fire. That's 33 energy. That's the feminine and the masculine. Sorry, the masculine and the feminine coming together into the Star of David. That's the 6. 2023 is a 7-year, which is the fusing of the light in matter. So it's about how we harness that divine creative source and create from it using our masculine solar energy without moving into that bullish, rushing masculine. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm guided to read this again. 1 degree of Leo, under emotional stress. Under emotional stress speaks straight to that 2911-2 and the purification of the emotional ego. So we're talking about a collective rise into the higher mind, the divine mind, and how we communicate that and how we bring that to the world. And in that Leonian emotional stress, we might rush to push our point forward. We might push. Blood rushes to a man's head. The basic symbol of man. So the 7 is associated with the Vitruvian man, Da Vinci's drawing of the man as pentagram. And that speaks to the feminine, the masculine energy and the feminine energy being fused together at the center point. Okay. So Lilith came in as cold energy behind the center point, the fusion point. Forceful, dangerous entrance into soul realm, bullish behavior. Irresistible outpouring of self, me. Activity per se, activity without consideration of extraneous factors. All right. And so there are a few cards that have come out. But what I really invite you to notice is, scrap that. Lilith will come and meet you on your terms. Lilith will come and meet you in a way that harmonizes with where you are on your path. And the first card out okay, play. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. And there's seriousness coming through the field at the moment in, well, yeah, completely. I can speak straight to this. I think about 6 weeks ago, I openly declared I was sick to death of having to qualify to live on this planet. I've had enough. I'm more than enough to begin with. And I made that declaration because it's like, I noticed there's a part of me that's like finding the next piece of work. And it's the harnessing and the betterment, it's the betterment. And what if we can all just live in what we are fully? Live in that 15-6. Okay. Because all of life is, sometimes it's shady, indecisive, self-sabotaging, fearful, small. Sometimes it's masterful and powerful and full of integrity and light. And that's the pole. There are no two opposites. The law of polarity, there are no two opposites that cannot be reconciled. So I can see that side of me. I can see that side of me. Can I bring these energies together in the same room and just let them have a conversation and harmonize, recalibrate, integrate? It's just energy. Then I can take that energy and I can use it for something else. Playfulness. So if you find yourself being serious, just have a giggle at yourself. It's not serious at all. This doesn't look serious at all. Leo is the sun card. Look at the sun card. It is a child naked on a horse. It is the essence of creative play, experiencing life with utter freedom. So again, we have that healing of the emotional ego. The 5 wants to rise. We get above our heavy emotions. We can play and have fun. It's the creative center. It's creative will is the solar plexus. Masculine. The Muriel is the divine expression of creation. 'Tis the feminine expression, the integrated feminine expression, creating heaven on earth. Yes, it's happening. It's happening. Creating heaven on earth is being able to access that divine child, to find that single point of light and beam it out with no condition, no judgment, no self-imposed container, cage, where we normalize and polite eyes and courteous eyes ourselves so that we're met in the world. So again, shadow, devil, it's okay not to be met in the world. Derision is okay. Why? Because I hold the light within. Stubborn defiance to be made small by something outside of yourself is what I get. There is a great gathering of light. There's a ton of serious energy. And it's very beautiful. Look. The great gathering is coming together. Masses of intuitive hits, like trying to write the Lility story this morning. Since Sunday, it's just been rewritten again and again and again. Council of Light, divine orchestration, help us in the subtle realms. This is the collective rise. And this is all, for me, this has been cooking since literally the turn of the year. January the 4th was a massive initiation, which took me a week to recover from. It's, well, since then, it's 6 days now. Yeah. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. You have the light within. You have the book within. It's time to start turning the pages. Okay, beautiful. And I'm going to go to the Priestess of Light. And to be clear, and I'm sorry for naming the obvious, this is not about men and women. We all hold the divine seed of consciousness, and we harness and use that through our feminine receptive and our masculine active. How can we work with this energy? I'm just noticing there's a coldness coming in here. What is this coldness? I want to speak. Priest of Deck does not want to speak. Ah, lovely. All right. So somewhere in this rise is the shift from duality to polarity. I've spoken about this before. In duality, it's one thing or another, and we create that paradigm so that we can judge. You're either good or you're bad, you're successful or you're a failure. But in polarity, we can hold the cognitive dissonance of actually, I am both, and that's okay. Who am I today? And I reserve the right to be completely different tomorrow. Today I can show up as this, tomorrow I can show up as that. That is me flowing with the cosmic tide. Yeah, it's, and she's holding a skull, and she's holding a skull. That was the coldness that's coming in. And it's almost like gosh, wow, easy, too fast. The rebirthing of feminine passion. The rebirthing of feminine passion. This is like a death card. It's the end. Mm. Mm. And her hand is moving towards her book. And her Ace of Wands, the birth of passion. Nature coming in to hold the book. Sitting on rock, foundation. Foundation, white, single point of light. And it's like she's come out of her cave now. It's like the old medicine woman that's been in a cave, still doing the work, but having to stay hidden. She's come out of the cave and she's just opening up and connecting. I would love to know what it's like for men to experience this feminine rise. What is it like for you? I wonder if the feminine wants to speak for them. Can you speak to the masculine? Gosh, these cards have gone very quiet. If that doesn't have Leo written all over it, I really don't know what does. 5 is the rise. So it's coming in with clarity. Planning. It's like the words I'm hearing are, I know what she wants me to do now. Planning, releasing illusion that it's all on me. So, and in the same way, you know, the masculine archetype has been laden with responsibility and obligation and all sorts of archetypes, labels. But when he listens to his inner feminine, he knows what she wants him to do. Get up, see the bigger picture, bring it down, build it. But this is mind. It's bringing the mind in, bringing in the higher mind. Yes. That's the cycle of life, the circle of eternal joy, the cycle of life also coming in on 5 energy. Timelessness, the dance of life. So it's the masculine and the feminine dancing together, sometimes receptive, sometimes active. This is a beautiful union. There is a beautiful union going on here. Where next? This is where I run out of cards. Oh. You know, one of the big shifts is going to be Saturn moving into Pisces this year. There are 3 major sign changes this year. And Saturn in Pisces that's so going to support this cosmic rebirth. And I think I said before, that could reshape the spiritual business. Support the masculine to let go of his obsession with the bottom line, his obsession with the number and the algorithm, and create through the feminine joy principle. Yeah. Surrender. Surrender to the light. That's beautiful. 48, completion of karmic cycles, coming into self-managing leaderships, personal authority. Oh, this is gorgeous energy. I can feel her now. She's right in my throat chakra. Sing it, girl. Sing it. Wow. Yes. Limitless possibility. And this is speaking to unseen helpers. This is speaking to hidden cosmic energy that's coming in. And it's flooding in. It's flooding in. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, okay. It's flooding in. So what do you take and what do you leave? We're healing the emotional ego, where we've made ourselves small, where we've disinherited ourselves from that single divine light. So watch out for overwhelm and plenty. Again, look. This might lead to confusion and frustration, because at the end of 2022, you might have been building something. You might have had an idea. 2023, poof, it's gone. And you're in beginner's mind. You're taking the first step. And it's like, well, where did that go? That's all got it. Has that got to change? Do I get rid of that? Nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. It's going to drive you deeper into your intuition and into your belly. I'm going to end it there. It's just, the energy is beautiful. The coldness that came in was the masculine wanting to be heard. Yeah, absolutely. Expansiveness. Yes. This is alignment with the soul. These cards are so cheeky. I don't need to spend any time. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Karma. Replace with pure intuition. Dharma. Your light. Into limitless divine love. Holy moly. Expansiveness onto your path. Surrendering to divine source. Intuition births inner power and replaces old karma. Karmic wrap up, let go into divine love and limitlessness. Thank you, Lility. This has been epic. This is a beautiful energy. That's how I'm experiencing it. Your experience is just as unique and powerful. Play, have fun with Lilith. And I will see you guys again soon. I'm going to leave you with my love. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. It's great to have you here. Take care. Bye-bye.